Hey guys, so it's the tiniest one back with another video for you, and this one is almost by popular request, although no one actually requested it, but lots of people asked when I was going to be doing any ITX boards, and I have had the Gigabyte ITX board here for a few days now, and I just hadn't got round to doing it, so I was trying to get the other ones done and out of the way. So, like I said, by popular demand. Anyway, in the box you get two SATA cables, 190, one straight. You get an RGB extension cable. You get an Aorus badge shield thingy. You get the antenna for your wireless. You get a thermal pad for the M.2 underneath the fan, which I'll show you in a moment. And you get the driver CD and then your manual. Normal stuff, quite light in the box. Camera will catch up eventually, I hope. There we go. Right, so because it is an itty bitty board, I'm literally just going to do it by hand and show you guys around it this way. So if we do it, there we go. So you can have a look, straight look at it there, and we'll have a close-up look and all around it now. And we'll zoom in, because then that way I can show you. So 8-pin top left-hand corner, and the CPU fan header. There is only one other fan header, and that is, I'm just looking for it now, down here. But while we're on the topic, I did want to cover something, because obviously fan headers are something that people do worry about and talk about a lot. Now with only two, you can get something like this, and this is a Pwm cable that fans out into three. So that's a really easy way. I've never found any boards that have had any issues with any fans, you know, being run off of these. And so I know people worry about wattages and stuff, but I've personally never found any issues. So you can do that. You can also get, if you like, a Pwm Hub. So you have one cable goes into the Pwm, but then it goes off to a little box which will have a separate power connector. And you can have anything up to 6 fans run off of that one hub. And the fans, all of the 6 fans on the hub, or however many you've got on your hub, will be the same speed as whatever the CPU fan is telling it to be. So you get the signal going to the box, and then the box basically splits it out into the other fans, and it's a way of controlling loads of fans all at once. Same with this, really. I've got loads of these fan cables in, and I actually keep 2s and 3s, what I would call like in stock all the time, because I use them so often. It's definitely something for those of you out there that you could keep in your computer drawer where your screwdrivers and your thermal paste is, and you can pick them up for not a lot of money on places like Amazon as well. Anyway, so 8-pin power connector. Moving across the top, I think we've got some voltage dip like checkpoints there, but it doesn't say what they're for, but you can clearly see them there. Down round the outside you can see the bracing for the DIMM slots. That's your front panel header connector there. 4 vertical SATAs. You get an external USB 3. I'm not sure what that header is. Looks like it's a USB header. Yeah, it's a USB 2 header. Then you've got your fan header. RGB there. Those 4 pins there are RGB. That's USB. There's your fan. Now, that big header there, the chipset is underneath it and all the PCI Express 4 gubbins, but there's an M.2 underneath there as well. So that thermal pad that I showed you, if you fit an M.2, you put that thermal pad on if you've not got a M.2 with a large heatsink on it. If you've got an M.2 with a large heatsink on it, you leave it off, because then the fan will help it cool instead. Or if you find out that this fan helps your M.2 more than the thermal pad, you've got a choice to make. It would actually be a fun little bit of testing. You could do a couple of hours kind of testing on that. Front panel audio, I believe, is up there. And then round the back, simple audio, Wi-Fi, Gigabit Ethernet, Q-Flash button, and there's your Q-Flash header as well. Remember, the DisplayPort, the HDMIs, they will only work if you're using an APU. Not all of the AMD CPUs have graphics built in. So if you're going to use that, you need to make sure you got onboard graphics on the CPU, unless you're going to be using a dedicated graphics card. And then you've got some USBs there as well. Round the back, you have the large back plate, but you also have the M.2 down the bottom. One of the things I would say as well is if you've got a ITX case, it might be easy for you to cut a section out of the back between the standoffs so you can get better access to that. It's all going to depend whether your case is a vertical case, like a normal vertical case we can get to the back of it, or whether it's horizontal. And if it's horizontal, sometimes it's a lot more difficult to get to the back. But it is a little itty bitty. You can see the VRMs. That's just remembered it's the one bit I hadn't paid attention to. Large metal heatsink stroke I/O shield going on there as well. So it's a little itty bitty motherboard. Don't know how, whether it's going to be able to cope with the big multi-core CPUs or anything yet, but that's all something that we will cover when we do our main review on the 7th, because that's when the NDA launches or lifts. One of the things I will say though is I'm not going to get every single one of the motherboards tested and reviewed for the 7th, but they will come thick and fast after that. Every 2 or 3 days you're probably going to see another update, because it does take quite a bit of time to do each of the testing on each of the boards. And you need to remember we've got Navi coming as well. There's Super next week. So there's lots and lots of launches at the moment, but I will get them done as quick as I possibly can do. And as it stands at the moment, I have 8 motherboards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, I have 10 motherboards here as it stands at the moment, with more due later today and tomorrow. So it's an incredibly busy time for us. Hopefully you're enjoying, I know it's quick content, but it's the best I'm allowed to do at the moment, and that's the most important thing. But it also gives me a little bit of breathing room, because I literally wouldn't be able to review all of these boards at once anyway. So this is the tiniest one, trying to cram the videos out for you as quick as I possibly can do. Out.